something. You have grains. So this would be anything made from wheat or rye or even rice, or let me think of another grain, barley, oats. All of those things are considered grains, usually used to make things like bread or even different cereals. So I don't eat as many grains as I used to. The doctor told me I was eating too many carbohydrates and not enough protein. So I eat a little less grains. I got to stop eating the cookies though. Lentils. So lentils are kind of a new food to me. It's something that you can boil and they soften up, and you can make really yummy dips with lentils. You can put lentils in your soup. They are, I think, what's called a pulse crop, very popular in other parts of the world, starting to become popular here in Canada. And they're also relatively cheap. Like a big bag of red lentils is quite cheap. By the way, there's different kinds like red and green. I think there's even yellow. And then rice. I think one of the most common foods in the world. I think rice is probably eaten in every country of the world. I'm just guessing. Again, this is not a geography or science lesson. We eat rice a couple times a month. Usually we eat white rice, but we sometimes eat brown rice. Rice is something that you either cook by boiling or steaming, and it's very, very tasty. It's very tasty to eat rice with other foods, so quite yummy. Then you have your meats. So this could be anything from chicken to pork to beef to seafood. So here we have, I think this is salmon. So meat is, of course, food that comes from an animal. And you have people in the world that will eat meat, and you have people in the world that have decided to not eat meat. They are either vegetarian or vegan. I am someone who does eat meat. And I know I do have respect for people who don't. Some people have decided not to. But meat would be food that comes from animals generally that are raised on farms. So you will have beef, pork, chicken, meat can come from fish as well. So you might have salmon or tuna. There's a lot of different kinds of fish in the world. And then dairy. So dairy is anything that's made from milk or that is milk. Okay, if I go to the dairy section in my grocery store, they will have cow's milk, sheep milk, goat's milk. They will have butter. They will have cheese made from cow milk or sheep's milk or goat milk. There's a wide variety of things you can buy in the dairy section of the grocery store. And it's usually all kept in a refrigerator. Dairy goes bad easily. So basically anything, either milk or things that are made from milk. Cream as well. Canadians buy a lot of cream to put in their coffee. Then there is, of course, junk food. We use the term junk food to talk about any food that isn't good for you, and usually food that you can eat without having to cook or prepare it. So chips, these might be called crisps, depending on what kind of English you are learning. Chocolate bars, candies, all of the things that you can buy, we also say that are ready to eat. So you just open the package and eat it. And usually food that isn't good for you. It's usually high in sugar. It usually has a lot of fat in it or oil. It's just not healthy or good for you. Then we have kind of the complete opposite. We have organic food. Organic food is food that is grown without using any pesticides or herbicides or chemical fertilizers. So let me explain that. You can grow a tomato and you can put chemical fertilizer and you can spray the tomato plant to kill the insects and you can spray the soil to kill the weeds. In that situation, the tomato is not organic. Or you can grow a tomato using basically pulling weeds with your hands, covering it with a net so insects can't get at it, and then maybe using some sort of organic supplement instead of fertilizer. So organic food, supposed to be healthier for you, although it depends on what studies you look at. My view is this: if you want organic food, grow a garden. you get organic food. It's healthier in a lot of ways. You get some sunshine, you get time outside, a little bit of exercise, and you get free food. Well, you got to buy the seed. Health food is a term we use to talk about food that is healthy for you. So usually when you say, I'm going to eat mostly health food, you're going to eat a lot of vegetables. You're going to eat a lot of fruit. You're going to eat healthier meats, like maybe seafood, which has less fat in it. Basically, food that is good for you. And then we have fast food, which is food that you buy from a restaurant, and generally food that is prepared very quickly or is already ready for you when you get there. So things like hot dogs and French fries and hamburgers and pizza. In North America, in Canada, we would call that fast food. At lunch, I can go to town and I can go through a drive-through and get a hamburger in less than 5 minutes. We call that fast food. I can go to the pizza shop and get a slice of pizza, and they'll have it ready for me in 2 minutes. They have them all cooked and in a big like warming rack. I can get a slice of pizza. If I want shawarma, I can go. There's not one in our town, but there are a lot more of those types of restaurants around. Really fast. They slice the meat off. They put it in a pita or another flatbread. Really yummy. But fast food, fast, convenient, but not necessarily